your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you. We are watching the Storm Tracker Doppler with rain. It has been a rainy start to the day, but we've had a small break through the afternoon hours, but we're just starting to see additional showers. And look at all of this. That's what is still to come. A line of severe storms out across Missouri and Arkansas. But just, you can see all that moisture. That literally has its eyes set right into central Illinois for tonight. We've seen some rain, but the heaviest by far occurring this evening into the overnight hours. Hey, it's warm outside. At least it feels really comfortable. Mid-50s. And as we look outside, as people make their way home, kick off their weekend, get home now before that rain kicks off, because the rain and wind become an issue. And then we got to talk about the wintry side of things. We'll do that for you coming up. WCIA 3 News. That's right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
Right now is really when you need to be preparing for these storms.
And they'll be hitting late tonight, what the EMA wants you to do. Plus, parents at 2 schools have told the Champaign District what they think about their plan for a school swap, what the superintendent announced today. An investigation is ramping up after an email about a rape in Champaign rocked the state capitol. Who's now getting involved?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
All of the rain we've seen so far is a prelude as we are in the calm before the storm. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The rain started last night, but the main act won't hit for another few hours. Our chief meteorologist, Kevin Leidy, is in our tracking center now. So, Kevin, the weather still has some ramping up to do.
Yeah, it sure does. The heaviest, again, is not fallen yet. We're going to really see it crank up here later tonight. We're talking maybe thunderstorms with this, and it is going to be coming down here in a few hours. Flood watch in effect. Okay, we've already seen about an inch and a half of rain in some areas with the stuff we had last night and this morning. We're expecting another inch to 2 inches on top of that. So again, here's what we know. Tonight, we could see some strong storms possible. We're going to be keeping a close eye on that. So an additional 2 inches of rain, that is not out of the question at all, especially under those thunderstorms. Now, there's going to be a break from this around midday tomorrow. But then that transitions us into where maybe some ice and snow with some light accumulations are going to occur. Now, more prominently this evening and overnight is when flooding will become an issue. If you have to be out late tonight, pay attention. Those roadways, those rivers and streams are going to be coming up quickly. We'll keep you up to date, show you the latest on the amounts of the ice, snow, and the rain here in just a little bit.
I'm glad there's no more room on your graphic there.
I had to add a line. I know.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Now, the entire state is expected to see some form of active weather this weekend. With threats of flooding, ice, snow, and heavy rain, state agencies want you to be prepared ahead of time. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin talked with the EMA today, and she's live in Springfield. So what are their biggest concerns right now?
Well, Jennifer, they say that their main concerns are the possibility of flash flooding and the possibility of some accumulating snow. But with different events happening in different parts of the state, they say they want everyone to be ready. The agency is reminding us all that anywhere that it rains, it could flood. As the heavy rain moves in tonight, ground saturation is a concern, as some parts of the state are still getting over flooding from this past summer. Now, while that may not be as big of an issue here, the agency is advising you to be ready for anything.
So right now is really when you need to be preparing for these storms. You want to make sure that you have batteries, flashlights, extra clothes. Make sure that you have plenty of food and water so that if the power is out and you can't get out, make sure that you have all the supplies on hand for an emergency.
It's also suggested that you make sure you have cash on hand in case the power goes out at area stores and pharmacies. Now, right now, they say that none of the local governments here in central Illinois have requested any sandbags, but they say that they will be able to distribute those in the event that they are needed. Jennifer?
All right, good to hear. Thank you, Gabrielle.
We have an update from last night. The Champaign School District will not be swapping students between Garden Hills Academy and International Prep Academy. The district proposed the idea to allow the expansion of the dual language program from K-5 to K-8. This week, the superintendent held listening sessions to get feedback at both of the schools. Hundreds showed up at each one. The majority had strong opinions against the plan. Many said it's not fair to uproot kids from their schools and it could create more problems. The superintendent decided not to move forward and instead work on the school's issues individually. On Monday, the superintendent will give a presentation on the decision at the board meeting and make her recommendations on the next steps moving forward. Police are investigating an attempted bank robbery in Champaign. It happened around 11:15 this morning at the First Midwest Bank at the corner of Springfield and Prospect Avenues. Police say the suspect was either a woman or a man disguised as a woman wearing a wig. They say the suspect passed a note to an employee demanding money and implied they had a weapon. The person was last seen leaving the bank without any money. No one was hurt. The bank was closed for the rest of the day. If you have any information on that suspect, call police or Crime Stoppers.
Part of an intersection was blocked this morning after two cars collided in Champaign. They hit each other at Windsor and Neal this morning around 9. One person was hurt but is expected to be okay. One driver was ticketed. For the second time in less than 2 years, an interim chief will take the reins for the U of I's police department. Deputy Chief Matt Myrick is stepping up after Chief Craig Stone announced he's returning to Ohio. Myrick served as interim chief for roughly 6 months in 2018 before the university hired Stone.
More agencies are getting involved in the investigation into a possible rape cover-up in Champaign. State's attorney's involved. This comes after she said she would not look into the potential crime by herself. WCIA 3's Cole Henke is in our Capitol newsroom tonight. So, Cole, how have state leaders been responding to the investigation?
The reaction has been quick, Paul. It's only been 2 days since emails were uncovered by WBEZ in Chicago, finding that State House lobbyist Michael McLean asked a former Governor Quinn aide to let a man keep his job because he had, quote, stayed quiet about the rape in Champaign. Today, the Illinois State Police and the Champaign State's Attorney said they will be cooperating with the Investigator General's investigation. ISP Director Brendan Kelly said his agency will be looking into all matters related to the case criminally. Senate Republican leader Bill Brady called on him to do that yesterday. And Champaign State's Attorney Julia Reitz gave us this statement regarding her involvement, in part saying, I am also aware that the matter has been referred to the Office of the Executive Inspector General and will cooperate with their investigation as needed. And the downstate congressional Republican delegation for Illinois also called on Attorney General Kwame Raoul to appoint a special prosecutor to this case. He is already cooperating with the Inspector General's case, though, so as of right now, there's no word on if he will do that. Paul?
All right, cool. Thanks for that update.
Doctors could soon have a new tool in their repertoire, but it could help diagnose.
Plus, one woman is taking matters into her own hands to keep her neighborhood safe, what she wants her neighbors to do.